Welcome to this new episode of a BHH interview. Today we're at the Hub with Manuel Marina. He's the CEO and co-founder of Idoven, and I'm very curious, so can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you for the invitation. A pleasure to be here today. I'm Manuel Marina, as you said, co-founder and CEO at Idoven. We are a European health tech company doing deep tech algorithms for cardiology. So we are building a foundation model for cardiology and to be more concrete, to processing electrocardiograms, the electrical signal of the heart. So it's a software, it's cloud-based, and we send data to the cloud, we process them, and we support doctors diagnosing heart problems, heart disease in different hospitals, in different setups.
You do this not only in Spain, but you do this also in other countries.
Yeah, now we have operations, if you put together R&D operations and clinical setups in more than 31 countries in 5 continents.
Wow, that's really nice. You're on a roll here. Hey, and can you share with us the story behind Idoven? Like what made you start the startup?
Yeah. Well, I'm a cardiologist, so I was at the hospital, and at the same time I was doing research with my co-founder. He's an engineer, a telecommunication engineer, and he was doing his PhD on machine learning applied to cardiology. It was 2014. So I was at the hospital and I was the one helping him during this scientific approach. And so I was doing at the hospital repetitive tasks, which is the reading of the electrocardiogram, the reading of long duration electrocardiograms. And at the same time, I was exposed to lines of code automating tasks done by doctors, right? It was like, there is value. I saw the power of code together with him. We were able to build a early stage software able to automate some of the tasks I was doing at the hospital, and looking around, all the hospitals were doing those same tasks all over the world. So it was like, if we're able to automate partially some of those tasks, we are going to be supporting doctors all over the world. And that was the idea. We were able to have an early desktop software able to do so. We were doing very strong publications, and we decided to build a company and to put a product into the market. The idea was, research is great, but maybe there is an opportunity to really reach the patient by building a product and building a company to do so.
It's not easy. We always say from Barcelona Health Hub, getting your solution from research to reality. This is basically exactly this, right? You have your research, but you're getting it to the patients, to the doctors, to the hospitals.
We decided that in 2018, so we started the company in 2018, 6 years ago, and it has been really challenging. After thinking it, you have to be quite naive, because you think you will build a product and with that you will be successful, but then you realize you have to build a company, you have to build a strong team, you have to be able to attract talent and all the things. You have to be able to demonstrate that your go-to-market strategy is the right one. So what comes next is quite challenging to be able to do so.
Only a good idea is unfortunately not enough.
That's it.
And how did you do that? Like, how did you build the company? Like, how did you get here, the 31 countries you mentioned? Yeah. Like, how do you get there?
Well, on those 31, many of them, we are mainly focused in Europe, so our volume is based in European hospitals. Some countries are going really well, and we can discuss about that are more digitized, and others are less digitized. So if you have a digital solution, you need the healthcare system to be digitized. So our main focus is in Europe, but we are exploring the world with other projects. We just signed Nigeria, for example, a month ago, and we are in 3 countries in Africa. So little small pilots to understand that this might be a global solution, right? To get there, you need a team. For me, the first thing you need to be able to do is to build a team, to attract the right people at the right time, and to make them part of it. So it's not just a founder thing. It's what's the team you are able to set up, how much they like the purpose, the mission of the company, how much they embrace the challenge. Because what we are doing is very strong R&D, it's very strong deep tech. So nobody has done that before. We announced this week that we bought the NVIDIA machines, the DGX NVIDIA machines, H100. Those are the best computers in the world to build artificial intelligence. The first ones coming to Spain. So you have to build a team able to use those machines and able to know how to extract the value of that. You need all those patients allowing you to use those real electrocardiograms to train an artificial intelligence. Our engineers, our cardiologists, our nurses, everyone allowed to train this AI to build these digital cardiologists that we are building, and to make that AI as accurate as possible and as able to, as accurate as possible in a real world environment, not just in an academic environment with controlled data sets, but putting this technology out there.
And is it like operating in different countries? Does it make like extra complicated, I suppose, or how do you see that?
Well, the way we try to do so is to set up the same process. So there are some similarities per countries. You have to understand what the payer might look like, what the data privacy agreements might look like, where the hospital is the data owner, the data controller, the patient is the data owner, the hospital the data controller, and you become a data processor, and how those rules look like to be allowed to do so in a compliant way. You need all the ISO standards, so there are some standards that allows you to be this AI supporting doctors in different places, where the language is not a challenge for us because we process raw data, so the heart is beating the same way no matter where you were born. And this is easier compared to other companies that might be processing tests or natural language processing. We just process the signal of the heart, which makes that easier to scale in different geographies.
It's different, yeah. That's a different kind of approach, of course. Yeah. And what were your biggest obstacles here in getting to this point?
Well, as always, we are getting traction in commercial, so this is good. We are working with top pharma companies and top medical device companies, so those are our partners to reach hundreds of hospitals, and our go-to-market strategies to partner with those leading institutions already working with all those hospitals. So this is, you have to be able to build those relations, you have to be able to be a trusted partner for them, and you have to go through all the compliance needed to become a provider for such large companies at local level, EMEA level, or global level. We have different kinds of agreements. The second challenge, the real challenge for me is you need the systems, healthcare systems, to be digitized. Okay. Healthcare systems in Europe are not all of them digitized the same way. There are systems that are really digital, and there are others that are not digital at all. And AI solutions like the one we have, able to reduce, we have some projects where we are reducing waiting lists from 4 months to 5 minutes, right? This is what digitizing a system might look like. You have a 4 months waiting list, patients with breast cancer, for example, they are waiting to start the therapy 4 months, 3 to 4 months. You do that in less than 5 minutes. 4.5 minutes average time we are doing is live in this project in many hospitals. So this is digital, but you need the system to be able to integrate with a digital solution. And many times the challenge is political decisions saying yes, I'm going to share data from patients in a very controlled environment for a very concrete intended use, to do so and to see the value of that and what's the return of the investment from a health economic standpoint. So you have to be able to measure what's the impact of reducing waiting lists from 4 months to 5 minutes, or we are reducing false positive diagnosis in another project that is going really well. We published a few papers by 98%. When you reduce false positive diagnosis by 98%, this is a very strong value proposition, but you have to demonstrate that in real world evidence. So
it's quite impressive.
You need to be digitized, and in Europe it's different. The Nordics are doing really well in how digitized they are, how fast it is to integrate solutions like us, and there are other countries that are less easy to integrate and to navigate those.
And do you think like ecosystems as Barcelona Health, for example, in the focus on digital health can help you with this?
I'm sure, because it's a trusted partner for the hospital, and if you address those difficult conversations sometimes of health data, and I'm sure of that, health data are going to be processed in data centers. That is going to happen for sure. How? Through APIs, which is the way to send a query to a cloud center and to process data. Why? Because it's impossible to process them at the local level. The amount of computers you need to do so properly and to be accurate. So the vision when we started the company that was health data are going to be processed in data centers. We are going to build the tools and the integration that allow you to do so, and we are there now. But so hospitals and Barcelona Health Hub supporting this. There is value from digitizing. There is a health crisis coming, and if we don't react, the cost of that crisis is so high that the system is already broken. and digital can help us. The same way you were sending a postcard to the US and it took 14 days, and now you send an email and it arrives there the next second. That's digitizing. That's the beauty of, and that's the value that you can bring by digitizing systems. And then you need to validate them, and I think Barcelona Health Hub can help a lot on that. Validate in a scientific way that there is no risk for the patients, that this technology works and this technology is offering value for the patient.
It's all about trust at
That's
the end.
it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're super happy to have you with us, because at the end, this is like companies like yours, this is exactly what we do. I mean, we help each other out, and let's digitally transform the healthcare system. That's, you know, that's what we all want. So just to finish it off, can you, what do you see on the horizon? What's next for you guys?
Well, we are expecting FDA clearance at the end of this year.
Very well.
So US market, quite challenging market, because we already have some operations there, but very, very small, and we try to understand what the go-to-market strategy in the US might look like. And so if we get this FDA clearance, we already get the CE mark clearance as a software as a medical device, so getting FDA, you are targeting very two big markets. So this is probably the main one, and then releasing new versions of the software to be able to generalize more, to reach more cardiac patterns, to diagnose more diseases. Now we have very nice trials on different intended uses in different diseases that are very strong and very big problems that are affecting heart failure, for example. 15 million of European citizens with heart failure, and we believe we can help a lot those doctors and those patients.
That would be awesome. It sounds amazing. I mean, you're doing a great job. So good luck, and we hope to see you back at the hub soon.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
It was a pleasure.